US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order imposing fresh sanctions on North Korea. The sanctions will be targeted to expand the capability of United States agencies to crack down on individuals and companies that do business with North Korea. The president added that the order includes measures designed to disrupt shipping and trade networks to reduce North Korea's ability to avoid the sanctions. This move aims to cut off the funding and deter North Korea's nuclear and missile ambitions. This amid a string of recent tests and provocations. Trump's announcement came after a trilateral meeting between the leaders of United States, Japan and South Korea.
So I'd like to express
Peaceful practice must end now. Our new order will give the Treasury Department the discretion to sanction any foreign bank that knowingly conducts or facilitates significant transactions tied to trade with North Korea. And again, I want to just say and thank President Xi of China for the very bold move he made today. That was a somewhat unexpected move, and we appreciate it. New authority in this area applies to any activity that occurs following my signature on the executive order, which I have actually just signed. Foreign banks will face a clear choice: do business with the United States or facilitate trade with the lawless regime in North Korea, and they won't have so much trade. This new order provides us with powerful new tools, but I want to be clear, the order targets only one country, and that country is North Korea.
Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley said Trump assured Japan and South Korea and talked about strategies going forward for North Korea. Speaking about the new sanctions on Pyongyang, Haley said anyone that deals with North Korea will be punished. She further added that the United States do not want war, but won't run scared rather if North Korea attacks the country.
We have said multiple times. The president said it, members of his team have said it, we don't want war. That's the last thing anyone wants. We don't want loss of life. That's the last thing anyone wants. But at the same time, we're not going to run scared. If, for any reason, North Korea attacks the United States or our allies, the U.S. will respond, period.
U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson also warned North Korea and said pursuit of nuclear weapons will not bring security for the country and that China's assistance is important to bring Pyongyang's atomic and missile programs under control.
It can prove its good intentions by upholding its commitments to establish. By contrast, though, North Korea may assume that nuclear weapons will ensure the survival of its regime. In truth, nuclear weapons are clearly only leading to greater isolation, ignominy, and deprivation. Continued threats against us, the U.S., and now the entire global community will not create safety for the regime, but will rather stiffen our collective resolve and our commitment to deterring North Korean aggression.
Right after ordering new sanctions on North Korea, Trump met with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Abe said together with Trump, they have been successfully demonstrating their strong will to exercise pressure against North Korea.
北朝鮮に対してその政策を変えさせるために今は話し合いのための話し合いをする時期ではなくしっかりと圧力をかけていく私とトランプ大統領のこの強い意志で国際社会を連携し北朝鮮の非核化に向けて国際社会と共に努力を重ねていきたいと思います。
Meanwhile, amid concerns that Beijing has not been tough enough over North Korea's repeated nuclear tests, China's central bank has told banks to strictly implement United Nations sanctions against Pyongyang. Chinese banks have come under scrutiny for their role as a conduit for funds flowing to and from China's isolated neighbor. Banks have been asked to stop providing services to new North Korean customers and to wind down loans with existing customers.
I'm very proud to tell you that, as you may have just heard moments ago, China, their central bank, has told their other banks, that's a massive banking system, to immediately stop doing business with North Korea. This just happened. It's just reported.
The U.S. Treasury Secretary said that banks doing business in North Korea would not be allowed to also operate in the United States under the new sanctions order.
Foreign financial institutions are now on notice that going forward, they can choose to do business with the United States or with North Korea, but not both. This new executive order enables Treasury to freeze assets of anyone conducting significant trade in goods, services, or technology with North Korea. It also allows us to freeze assets of actors supporting North Korea's textile, fishing, IT, and manufacturing industries.
China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi called on North Korea not to go further in a dangerous direction with its nuclear program. He added that negotiation was the only way out of the crisis over Pyongyang's weapons development.
在此，我们敦促朝鲜不要沿着危险的方向一意孤行。我们呼吁美国把对朝鲜提出的4不承诺真正落到实处。我们要求有关各方都要为缓解紧张局势发挥建设性作用。
India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj also called the action of North Korea a source of growing global concern. Addressing the BRICS ministerial meeting at the UN General Assembly, Swaraj said, and I quote, "The action and rhetoric of North Korea has been a source of growing global concern," unquote.